that we have talked about nouns, verbs, adjectives, let us consider how these parts of speech could be transformed, how they can be interchanged. That is, how nouns can function as verbs, or how verbs could be formed out of nouns, how adjectives could be formed out of nouns, and so on. So in English language, each part of speech could change in function, in form, when some words are added to them, or at times when the words are left in their original form to function in sentences. So every word in English language belongs to a particular part of speech, but a particular word that functions as a noun in a sentence could function as a verb, adverb, or adjective in another sentence, depending on the context and the role it plays in the sentence. Therefore, there are different means of forming words in English language, and that is what we'll be considering. In forming words in English language, you either add suffix or prefixes. So when you are adding these prefixes and suffixes, you are changing the word class from one part of speech to another. Now let's consider how to form nouns from verbs. We have said in the previous lesson that nouns are naming words. They are any words that gives name, any word that give names to people, objects, places, substances, and all. And verbs are doing words. Any words that talks about actions are verbs. Now let's see how we can form nouns out of verbs. Certain suffixes could be added to the end of verbs to form nouns. Such suffixes include al, ance or ence, ation or tion, sion, ure, ment, age, ing, er, and ery. Let's see how these words can be used, how the suffixes could be used to form nouns from verbs. Now, the first one we'll be considering is forming nouns from verbs by adding al. So we have drawn a table. The table has two columns. The first one consists of verbs, while the other one has a list of nouns. So the first one we have is arrive. Arrive functioning as a verb. When we want to change it to a noun, we add al to become arrival. So arrive, arrival. So let's go on reading. Approve, approver. Deny, denier. Propose, proposer. Refuse, refuser. Dismiss, dismissal. Try, trier. Looking at all these words under the column, the other column to the right, you discover that al has been added to the column on the left to form nouns. Forming verbs from nouns by adding ance or ence. We have attend to form attendance, accept to form acceptance, prefer to form preference, insure to become insurance, exist to become existence, refer to become reference, appear to become appearance, allow to become allowance, hinder to become hindrance, and remember to become remembrance, and so on. We can also form noun by adding ation or tion. Examples: educate, education; compile, compilation; eliminate, elimination; inform, information; declare, declaration; combine, combination; denounce, denunciation; destroy, destruction; expand, expansion; immigrate, immigration; exhaust, exhaustion; collect, collection, and so on. We can also form noun from verbs by adding sion. Examples: confuse, confusion; divide, division; impress, impression; revise, revision; profess, profession; decide, decision; compel, compulsion; expand, expansion; extend, extension; invade, invasion. Forming nouns from verbs by adding ure. Examples: depart, departure; erase, erasure; fail, failure; expose, exposure; press, pressure; legislate, legislature; enclose, enclosure; create, creature; mix, mixture; seize, seizure. Nouns can also be formed from verbs by adding ment. Examples: agree, agreement; pay, payment; argue, argument; govern, government; employ, employment; punish, punishment; endorse, endorsement; enjoy, enjoyment; judge, judgment; movement, movement, and so on. Nouns can be formed from verbs by adding age as well. Examples: break, breakage; package, package; post, postage; pass, passage; marry, marriage; block, blockage, and so on. Nouns can also be formed from verbs by adding ing. Such nouns are also referred to as gerund. Examples: bless, blessing; land, landing; feed, feeding; sit, sitting; write, writing; end, ending; wed, wedding; run, running; act, acting; jump, jumping, etc. Forming nouns from verbs by adding ery. Examples: discover, discovery; bake, bakery; mock, mockery; slave, slavery; brew, brewery; machine, machinery; bribe, bribery; rob, robbery; forge, forgery; brave, bravery, and so on. Now let's consider how nouns can be formed from adjectives. We have said that adjectives are words that are used in sentences to give more information about noun. Now let's see how nouns could be formed out of adjectives. Nouns could be formed from adjectives by adding NESS, ITY, ISM, THY, ERY, and TY. So let's pick them one after the other. Let's see how we can form nouns from adjectives by adding NES. Examples: happy, happiness; use, usefulness; truth, truthfulness; kind, kindness; quiet, quietness; clean, cleanliness; sick, sickness; lazy, laziness; slow, slowliness; holy, holiness. How nouns can be formed from adjectives by adding ity. Examples: active, activity; stupid, stupidity; mobile, mobility; tranquil, tranquility; real, reality; curious, curiosity; able, ability; ferocious, ferocity; noble, nobility. How nouns can be formed from adjectives by adding ism. Idea, idealism; human, humanism; colonial, colonialism; imperial, imperialism; feminine, feminism; favor, favoritism; conservative, conservatism; fundamental, fundamentalism, and so on. Nouns can also be formed from adjectives by adding th. We have wild, with,